2 hours before the trade deadline officially hit, Scott Laughton traded to Toronto. Now, that is not shocking. What is shocking, especially if you're being honest about the player, lovely person. Very good locker room guy. Bottom six forward. Danny Briere somehow turned Scott Laughton into a first-round draft pick. Now it is a 2027 first-round draft pick. You can do that when you're still very early in your tenure, as opposed to somebody who's been kind of, flailing in the wind for 5 or 6 years and might have no real job security beyond this year. So Danny goes out. 2027 first-round pick. It's being reported as top 10 protected. Even if things were to go sideways for Toronto, hard to imagine it's going to fall out of the top, or it's going to fall in the top 10. So it's a very big moment for the Flyers. A hell of a return. But it's not just getting rid of Scott Laughton that does it. It's that you also got an absolute beaut of a human being back. And at this point, unless you've been, I think, unplugged from everything going on in the world, you have probably seen this clip going around. But this was earlier this season. The young prospect that they got back, they didn't get Fraser Minten. We had talked about Fraser Minten on Snow the Goalie. Not the guy that they got. They got Nikita Grebenkin, who is apparently, and I was watching TSN today, is apparently very good friends with Matvei Mishkov, which we love. We love that, don't we? The idea that Mishkov has a friend on the team. That's a very good thing. I want you to hear about what Nikita Grebenkin had to say earlier this year. There are 3 kinds of checks that he's excited about in the National Hockey League. 3 kinds of checks. Going to give you a second to think about it, and Voracek is not one of those 3. All right, fine. Let's go over to Nikita Grebenkin, and what are the 3 checks that you like so much there, fella?
Team speak me back check, forecheck, and paycheck.
Back check, forecheck, paycheck. Oh, we like this guy. I think he's going to do just fine in Philadelphia. And over on TSN, when they were talking about Grebenkin, they said not only is he good friends with Mishkov, but he's got a hell of a personality, which could be a great thing, right? It could be a great thing. Will he drive towards nuts? I don't know. He's got, I believe, 21 points. I want to say 21 points in 39 games in the AHL this year. 21 years old. A lot of upside. Viewed by a lot of pundits as somebody who has legitimate upside. Could maybe be a second-line player for you. And when you combine that with this 2017 first-round pick, in exchange for a guy who, in fairness, is a bottom 6 forward, it's a hell of a get. So on the day, the Flyers retained salary. And I saw people getting upset on Twitter because people, I think, are just so used to being upset that they can't see the forest for the trees. But there are people who are legitimately upset that,
they're retaining salary on Andrei Kuzmenko. They're retaining salary on Scott Laughton. Now all the retention spots are used up, and that could be a very bad thing for this team going forward. That could be a problem.
No. You take the draft capital you can get. You take getting a good, maybe even great, but certainly a good prospect back in this deal. And overall, if you look at the haul that they got for Frost and that they got for Farabee, and ultimately if you subscribe to the same methodology that I do and the same belief in how this team needs to get better, it's always been lower the ceiling, lower the floor. And as soon as they traded Frost and Farabee, what's the thing that we talked about on this show, as well as on Snow the Goalie? You're getting rid of playmaking ability in Frost. You're getting rid of potential goal scoring in Farabee. Ended up working at the Kuzmenko came here and looked pretty damn good. Got you some goals. Started getting some people excited. And I joked that he was almost like the karmic payoff for Zherdev from back in the day because I liked Zherdev and I felt like he never got a fair shake. But now Kuzmenko gets dealt and you get a 3rd-round pick back for him. For a guy that you very clearly had no interest in bringing back. Now, I saw somebody theorize, they can trade Kuzmenko away now, and then they can bring him back in the offseason. And then you have a 3rd-round pick and Kuzmenko. I don't think Kuzmenko's coming back. And in fairness, they send him out to the Kings. They thank him for his service, his very limited run in Philadelphia. But realistically, you just got a 3rd-round pick back. Now, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to find a legitimate player in the 3rd round that's going to end up amounting to anything. but it's certainly more than you were going to get out of Kuzmenko, especially if you, as an organization, decided, yeah, we don't want to bring this guy back. There could be a myriad of reasons why you might not have wanted to bring Kuzmenko back. Is there something about his work ethic? Was there something away from the ice? Was there something about his on-ice productivity? Was there something that they flagged within the front office, so the coaching staff, whatever? They got to see what this guy was about, and they ultimately decided, now we're good. We're fine. Don't need to bring him back in the offseason. Don't need to extend him. 3rd-round pick. Now we get to Scott Laughton, and the Laughton part of this is what is the most intriguing, and it's the thing that this morning on this show, it's the second show that we're doing today. On the show this morning, I noted the fact that I knew that there were going to be some people who were going to be really upset if the Flyers didn't ultimately trade Scott Laughton. And the thing that I was pretty resolute in the belief was, you don't trade him just for a 2nd-round pick for funsies. Scott Laughton should have gotten you back just based on what the rest of the market was. He should have brought you back a 1st-round pick. And guess what? He did. And so we're going to give Danny Briere a lot of credit here. Oh, we have a Flyers trade. Woo, 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 woo. Holy shit. Hold on a second. Guys, lower the ceiling, lower the floor. We have quite the trade for your team, your town, your Philadelphia Flyers. Colorado bringing back Erik Johnson. There you go. Erik Johnson, we hardly knew ye. Just when you thought the Flyers were done, they trade Erik Johnson. Friends, Romans, countrymen, I don't know what the return is going to be, but as long as it's not a bag of pucks, well, we're going to be happy with that return.